Hey there, how there, ho there, Chef Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to Team Tennis, Time Travel Tennis, whatever you want to call it. And the moderate men, they qualified for the Grand Man Tour. We're live in Madrid. We're doing the matches. Of course, 48 men went for 16 spots. If you win your round of 32 matchup, you're automatically in. We had 6 men's thing. We had the 2020 guys. We had the extra guys, like more than like doubles guys. We had the modern era. We had the open era from 68 to 89. You know, the modern's 90 plus. The pre-war days and the pre-open days, the 40s and all that. So we had 16 guys times 6, 96. There is a problem. Like the women's thing in a few tours that you could win qualify for both from both the 2020 era and the modern era. We have 4 gentlemen who could do that. Well, we already have 2 who have done it, Federer and Marenka. We still have to do Nadal and Chilich in their matches. Of course, the 6 matches are Spanish in flavor. I don't know what the lineup's going to be like. I believe it's going to be on the right side. Are they going to say the right side or no? Yeah, they said that JC Ferraro and Verdasco will go first on the left side of the bracket. Left side of the bracket, Federer beat Haas and Albania beat Krickstein. Stan Wawrinka with the massive upset over Pete Sampras to get his ticket in. Wawrinka actually did crappy in the 2020 version. If Wawrinka can get higher up, he could get a seat. If he can't, we'll have JC Ferrero versus Safin in order to face Wawrinka. Gaudio upset Andy Murray. He will face either Verdasco or Davydenko. We know Andy Roddick and Juan Martin Del Potro will face each other in the 316. Andre Agassi and Tim Henman will face each other. Guillermo Coria beat Michael Chang, and then Courier won, so it's Courier, and then the last 4 matchups will be done. All that. Now you would be thinking, well, doesn't the round of 16 onwards doesn't count? It does count because if you win out, like you win the whole tournament, you get a seed from 1 to 6 in the Grand Man Tour set up for 2026. If you take second place, you go from 7 to 12. And if you take third place, you're 13, and there might be a few guys who will not get seeded. But as I said, there are some things with Federer, Nadal, Cilic, and Wawrinka. Wawrinka wants to be in the top 3 so he can be seeded. Federer actually took third in the 2020s thing, so he's a 13 to 18 as of right now, and all that. If Federer does get to the final, then his 13 to 18 on for the 2020 changes, and he'll take the modern, and then we'll have to find something. I think whoever took fourth in the 2020 thing will move up to 13 to 18, if memory serves me right. So, and then they'll have to find out what to do. Who do you put in? So yeah, you got to qualify through. And Rafa, his thing's weird. Rafa won the 2020 thing. If he manages to get to the final, that'd be creepy that he wins both events. But then, of course, it's like, well, which one do you take? I personally would, if Nadal gets to the final, I personally would just take the Moderno Rafa Nadal, take him out, and maybe have Andy Murray or Pete Sampras, maybe put Murray or Sampras in to get that spot ahead of him. It is possible. Well, if Federer does not get at least third place, then his modern guy will be out, and we'll find something else. Marin Cilic did not qualify. No, Cilic did qualify, but Cilic did not have a good spot, I believe, right? No, Cilic did not. Cilic did not get in the top 3, so Cilic can get top 3 and then make things happen. I don't know what you do. Okay, so our first matchup is J.C. Ferrero, Juan Carlos Ferrero as well, against Merit Safin, the hothead, if you will. Safin, he won the Masters the final week to automatically qualify for this tournament, and somehow he got a seeding. They gave him a seed. I don't know why. But yeah, he beat Goran, Korton, Kiefer, and Johansson to automatically qualify as the 11th seed. J.C. Ferraro won the Nice Open in week 9, got to the Wimbledon quarterfinals. So in Nice, on clay, he beat Chang, Magnus Norman, Fernando, Courier, and Haas. And then at Wimbledon, he beat Malafy, although it took 5 sets. Nick Kiefer in straights, Mantilla in straights, Andre Agassi in 5. So we'll see what Ferraro does.
Quiet, please. Safin to serve. First game. Play. Out. 15 love. Out. 30 love. Out. 40 love. Out. 40-15. Game. Safin. First game.
Safin does that.
Out.
Safin is bad.
15 love. Out. 15 all. Out. 30-15. 30 all. 40-30. Out. Deuce. Out. Advantage. Ferrero. Game. Ferrero. 1 game all. First set.
One through 9 minutes.
Out. Love 15. Love 30. 15-30. Out. 30 all. Out. 30-40. Deuce. Out. Advantage. Safin. Out. Game. Safin. Safin leads 2 games to 1. First set.
Two on Safin after 14 minutes. Okay. Sorry, I'm just doing something for Facebook. They need to have celebration play for like 5 seconds. Hopefully, not getting me a copyright strike, but I don't think it did. So yeah, Safin up 2-1. Did he win the match? The answer is no. JC Ferraro proving how Spaniards play it. And he wins. So Ferraro will be going to the Grand Main Tour. 7-6, 6-3. Safin can't believe it. So Ferraro will face Wawrinka in a key matchup because that's for seeding. That's for mass purposes to get to quarterfinals and maybe get a seeding. But yeah, Safin is upset. All right, next it's Verdasco versus Davydenko. Davydenko's won a title. Verdasco has not. Verdasco, one of the best players. He made a couple of finals, lots of semis. Belgium, Victoria, Australia, Italy, and Stockholm. 2 finals. Bari and Sicily. On clay courts. He beat Martin, Murray, Haas, and Fernando Gonzalez before losing to Nishikori, of all people. I think Nishikori got knocked out, didn't he? Because I don't think I've talked about Nishikori. Did he not qualify? Oh no, he did, but he lost. Oh yeah, I guess he lost. I think he lost. Sicily. He beat Rafter, Warenka, Korton, Haas, and then lost to Medvedev on clay. Davydenko. He won the World Tennis Tournament in week 6, got to the semifinals in France at the French Open. In Rotterdam, he beat Norman, Costa, Mooster, Roddick, and then touchdown Tommy Haas to qualify. And then in Paris at number 17, he shocked Andy Murray. Well, because, he's not 16. He could be anywhere. He be Andy Murray. He had a tough time with Marin Cilic, but won the last 2 sets. And then Fernando Gonzalez gave him fits. He swept Gaudio, and then Rafa just proved why he's Rafa frickin' Nadal.
Quiet, please. Verdasco to serve.
See what
First
happens in
game.
this matchup with
Play.
Verdasco. Okay.
Love 15. 15 all. 15-30. 15-40. 30-40. Game, Davydenko. First game. Love. Out. Out. 30 love. Out. 30-15. Out. 40-15. 40-30. Davydenko. Davydenko leads 2 games to love. First set.
Alright.
15 love. 15 all. 15-30. 30 all. 40-30. 1. Verdasco. Davydenko leads 2 games to 1. First set.
Let's go one more.
15 love. 30 love. 30-15. Out. 40-15. Out. 40-30. Out! Out! Deuce. Out! Out! Advantage, Davydenko. Game, Davydenko. Davydenko leads 3-1. First set.
All right, so Davydenko looks like he's going to ruin Spanish hearts. 3-1, he leads. And indeed he does. Verdasco, I thought Verdasco had the chance for the upset, but nope. It was Mr. Davydenko, not Safin, a good Russian who qualified. It was Davydenko. 6-4, 6-3. So Davydenko will go to the Grand Main Tour. He does have to face Gaudio in a round of 16 matchup, so we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, we will have Sergey Bruguera versus Marin Cilic. First and foremost, Cilic trying to double qualify, but to kind of keep himself better. Cilic won the players in Montreal, got to the Sweet 16 in Wimbledon. On grass, he beat Medvedev and Khorezcha before losing to Andy Murray. But in Montreal on the hard courts, he beat Verdasco, Chang, Melovai, Yuri Novak, and then Tim Henman quite easily. In the meantime, Bruguera, he won his own tournament. He won the German Open in week 13, beating Costa, Khorezcha, Correa, Corda, and Mantilla. All 5 guys with the last name ending with the letter A. That's kind of awkward. And 3 fellow Spaniards. So Bruguera will they'll take on Cilic.
Quiet please. Bruguera to serve.
Trying to pull the
First
upset.
game. Play. Out! 15 love. 30 love. Out! 30-15. Out! 40-15. Game, Bruguera. First game. Love 15. Love 30. Out. Love 40. 15-40. Game, Bruguera. Bruguera leads 2-love. First set.
2-0 Bruguera.
Love. 30 love. Out. 30-15. 40-15. 40-30. Out. Deuce. Advantage, Bruguera. Game, Bruguera. Bruguera leads 3-love. First set.
Bruguera's up 3-0. So does he pull off the upset over Chilich? A lot of people said he could because he's on Spanish. And Bruguera does. Chilich cannot believe his luck, but he loses to Bruguera. So Bruguera gets himself in. Another Spaniard makes it in. He wins 6 bagels, 6-4. Bruguera can't believe his luck, but yeah, he wins. He's the second Spaniard? Yeah, he's the second Spaniard to get in. JC Ferrero and Bruguera. Costa lost, so they're 2-2. 2-2. Three more Spaniards left. But yeah, Bruguera will win. He may have to face his fellow countryman Rafa. But there is a silver lining to Chilich losses. Yes, Chilich lost. But let's not forget, Chilich qualified through the 2020 group. So technically, he's in the Grand Tour as is. So, he can't improve his stats, sure. But at least he got into the tournament through the 2020 thing, and Bruguera with the massive upset. Next up, we will have Carlos Moya versus Leighton Hewitt. Both guys with a tournament. Moya winning the clay court. Well, it's a clay court. What do you expect? In France, he got to the quarterfinals. At number 32, he beat his fellow Spaniard, JC Ferraro. He had a tough time with Nick Kiefer going in 5 sets. He beat Magnus Norman in 4 after losing the first set. But, you freaking lose to Rafa. It's a badge of honor. Then you go to Indy for clay court. He beat James Blake, Gustavo Curtin, Aaron Crickstein, Melvin Washington, and Alex Correia. Dropping only 1 set in the process. That to Curtin. Leighton Hewitt, he won the Bristol Championship Week 19, 2 quarterfinals in Grand Slams. But in Bristol, he beat Henman, Chilich, Correia, and Corton to get there far. U.S. Open, he made the quarterfinals. He beat Kiefer, Tipsarevic, and Mantilla in straights, but Rafa beat him in 4. And then in Australia, he beat Forget, Crickstein, Nalbandian, and Ferreira kind of easily, but Pete Sampras shook the cobwebs off.
Quiet, please. Hewitt to serve. First game. Play. Love 15. 15 all. Out! $30-15. Out. 40-15. 40-30. Out. Juice. Advantage, Hewitt. Out. Juice. Out. Advantage, Hewitt. Juice. Advantage, Hewitt. Out. Juice. Out. Advantage, Hewitt. Game, Hewitt. First game.
Nine minutes, and I only got a winner in this game.
Out. 15 love. Out. 30 love. Out. 40 love. Game, Moya. 1 game all, first set.
One through 12 minutes.
Love 15. Love 30. 15 30. Out. 30 all. Out. 40 30. Deuce. Out. Advantage, Moya. Deuce. Out. Advantage, Hewitt. Game, Hewitt. Hewitt leads 2 games to 1, first set.
So through 18 minutes, they played 3 games, 3 long, explosive games. I can't describe it any further. Layden will. What? No. Layden won the first set 6-4, but he tired and bad luck for Hewitt. He gets taken out by Carlos Moya, so that makes 3 Spaniards in the Grand Man Tour. 4-6 love, 6-2 for Moya. He will have to wait and see if he has to face Novak in the next round. Novak has his hands full with Alex Crecha. Novak won week 3 after being final week 2. Week 1, he beat Corton before losing Fernando Gonzalez, and then in Memphis, he beat Kiefer Verdasco, Del Porto, and Agassi. And then lost to Pete Sampras in 4 sets. And then in Delray Beach, he beat Rosetsky, Ivanisevic, Del Porto, Agassi, and Nadal to move on. And then he could only play in Grand Slams. In France, he beat Tepsarevic and Bruguera, but Gaston Gaudio got him. Even though he won 6-4, 6-love against Gaudio, he choked. That's a massive choke. In Wimbledon, he beat Merritt Safin in 4 sets. He had a tough time with Tim Henman in England, beat him. Late in Hewitt, he swept, but Rafa took him down in 3. And then in New York, he beat Magnus and Henman easily. Jim Courier in 4, and then Agassi gave him some humble pie in the quarters. Australia, he beat Rios, Chilich, Del Potro, and then Agassi down to 1, but he beat Federer. Rafa. Croatia won the Geneva Open 28, the Geneva Convention, if they call him. He beat Rios and Medvedev in France. Well, he beat Medvedev down love too, but Federer beat him. Well, he won in Geneva. He beat Volkov, Enquist Malafai, Petasuguri, and Tommy Haas. So that's my question.
Quiet please. Djokovic to serve. First game. Play. Out. Love 15. 15 all. 30 15. 40 15. Game, Djokovic. First game. Out. Love 15. 15 all. 30-15. Out. 30 all. Out. Out. 30-40. Out. Out. Game, Djokovic. Djokovic leads 2 games to love. First set.
Novak 2-0.
Love 15. Love 30. Love 40. (15-40). Out. 30-40. Out. Deuce. Advantage, Djokovic. Out. Deuce. Advantage, Djokovic. Out. Deuce. Advantage, Djokovic. Out. Game, Djokovic. Djokovic leads 3 games to love. First set.
So Djokovic looking pretty good. And Croatia. Well, Croatia won the first set down. It was down 3-0, but he won 6-4. But Novak proving what type of player he really is. He beats Alex Croatia and sends him flying. But here's the thing. Novak actually shockingly lost in the first round. No, Novak was the 11th seed, but he shockingly lost. I don't know who he lost to. We'll have to take a look who he lost to, but he didn't even qualify the first time. So Djokovic had this as a failsafe, and he survives Croatia in the tiebreak. So Novak will face Moya. I just want to take a look at the 2020 men, the current big boys, if you will. Anyway, Novak lost to Kevin Anderson. One more guy, Rafa Nadal. He's got a couple titles. He's got to face Yuri Novak, who won the Cincinnati Open in week 25. After a semifinal appearance in Montreal, losing the Chilich, he beat Medvedev, Wawrinka, Martin, Safin, and Forget to get in to the tournament automatically. And you got Rafa, who won the French Open and lost the Wimbledon. He actually, strange No, he actually, yeah, no, sorry, he won the Belgium in week 5. Week 1, he beat Philippoussis but lost to Tommy Haas. In Memphis, he beat Crickstein and Bruguera but lost to Pete Sampras. In Delray Beach, he got to the final beating Konlivnikov, Melvi, Murray, and Haas before Novak beat him. And then in Houston, he beat Betasuguri and lost to Davydenko. Then in Brussels, he beat Puli, Enquist, Davydenko, Verdasco, and Melvi. Really good as well, if you will. He won the French Open, beating Goran, Varenka, Costa, Moya, Davydenko, and Del Potro. Only once against Costa in the round of 16 did he go to 4 sets. He had to go do 5 sets, and he was down 2-1 to Costa. That would have been embarrassing. Wimbledon, he beat Verdasco in 4, then Gaudio, Ferreira, Novak with no problems, and then Sampras gave him trouble. He won in 5 sets, and then had to face Andy Murray and lost to him. Then at the U.S. Open, he beat Crickstein, Malloy, Ferrer, and Leighton Hewitt, but lost to Roger. In Melbourne, he beat Bjorkman and Enquist before Sampras beat him. So that's the story.
Quiet, please. Nadal to serve.
What's my
First
time
game.
at?
Play.
Spent a lot of time. 36 minutes. Okay, that's 15. 15 minutes.
15 love. 15 all. 30-15. 40-15. Game. Nadal. First game.
All right. Carry on my wayward son.
Out.
Oops.
Love 15. 15 all. 30-15. 30 all. Out. 30-40. Game. Nadal. Nadal leads 2 games to love. First set.
Okay. 2-0 Rafa.
15 love. 30 love. 40 love. Game. Nadal. Nadal leads 3 games to love. First set.
Well, we have ourselves some things. Rafa 3-0. I think he's got to win this one. He does. Novak had no chance. Yuri Novak had zero chance at all. 6 bagels, 6-2. That was a little too easy. That took 56 minutes. All right, so Federer, Nobadian, Ferrero, Marenka, Gaudio, Davidenko, Radek, Del Potro, Agassi, Handman, Correa, Courier, Djokovic, Moya, Bergara, and Nadal in. So 4 Spaniards out of 7. That's not bad, the 50-50. The 50-50 rule, if you will. That's it. Oh, okay, 2. Sorry about that. I'm just contemplating A&W burger coupons, if you will. And they're due on August 24th. So that's in 2 weeks. So one week, one the other. I know, I should have used scissors. But no, it's going to be Magoo, as they say. All right, so now we've got to figure out some stuff. All right, so here's what's ends up happening. So we got to find out the men's qualifiers. Well, we got our 16 guys, right? We had 6 seeds fall. All right, so Ferrero versus Wawrinka. Battle of the unseeded, and it's Ferrero who will beat Wawrinka. So Wawrinka, now the question is, which one do you keep, Wawrinka of 2020 or Maurer? Actually, because Andy Murray was a 3 seed, he will be put in. So Murray, so they'll take Wawrinka from Wawrinka 2020. They'll take Murray. Murray will get the spot. So yeah, so Andy Murray will sneak in and take Wawrinka's modern spot from the modern men. Too bad Murray was in 2020, but yeah, Andy Murray will take over Wawrinka's for the modern tour. So because Murray was the best seed to follow in the round of 32, Murray gets the chance. So Murray will get a wild card. He can't be top three, obviously. Any other matchups with unseeded players? Well, Gaudio beats Davydenko in 3 sets, so Gaudio will be moving on to the quarterfinals. Correa will fall to Jim Courier in 3 sets. I didn't expect that. So, okay, so Wawrinka Davydenko will be not in the top three. Correa will not be top three, so he gets there. Carlos Moya, he will shock the world to meet Novak. So Djokovic will not be in the top three. Djokovic shocked by Moya. So Carlos Moya has a chance at a top three spot and maybe a seed. Vergara will fall to Rafa. I mean, come on. You know it's Rafa and Nadal. So Moya will face Nadal in the quarterfinals. Um, Agassi beats Henman, so Henman Hill will qualify, but they won't get a chance to get a seed. So Agassi will face Courier. Man, that's going to be a great semifinal, a quarterfinal. So we're going to see an American and an All-American quarterfinal and an All-Spanish quarterfinal, and it'll be U.S. versus Spain in the semifinal, no matter what. Del Potro takes down Andy Roddick, so Roddick out, and it will be a battle of Argentina. Gaudio versus Del Potro. The funny thing is that if Federer beats Nalbandian, it would be huge because we could have seen Federer versus Wawrinka, and we would have had a battle of Swiss, a battle of Argentina, a battle of the U.S., and battle of Spain in the quarterfinals, but we can't. And Federer crushes Nalbandian with the fine tooth comb. So Federer will face JC Ferrero. Quarterfinals, well, 2 quarterfinals will be playing. Well, Gaudio versus Del Potro will go first. And in the end, it was Gaudio who did it again. He beats Del Potro. Wait a minute, Del Potro qualified through the last one. Ah, I did not know that. Del Potro qualified through 2020? I was led to believe he didn't. Yeah, so Del Potro is out. Gaudio beats Del Potro. So Del Potro is out. Sampras was the 5 seed, right? Yes. Sampras was the 5 seed and he went down. So they're gonna give Del Potro qualified through 2020 anyway. He double qualified. I wasn't told that. Yeah, Del Potro will keep his 2020 spot. Sampras will move into the Grandman Tour. So Sampras will get one of the Grandman spots. Del Potro out, Sampras in. It's like Murray in, Wawrinka can't double qualify. So Sampras gets a chance. I wonder who's next in line. James at 15, Childress at 14, Hewitt at 9, Sappins at 11. I think Hewitt would go next. They might not allow Leighton Hewitt. That's fine. Well, it doesn't matter, does it? Second quarterfinal, Courier beats Agassi, so Agassi will fall to Courier. So Jim Courier's in the semifinals. Gaston Gaudio's in the semifinals. Well, he's lucky because it's in Espagne. JC Ferrero will fall in 3 sets to Federer, so Ferrero will get in, but he will have to wait. Federer will face Gaudio with the chance to improve his seeding opportunity to at least 1 to 12. And boy, Nadal sees an upset. Nadal falls to Carlos freaking Moya. So Carlos Moya is in the semifinal. What a shock on Rafa. So Leighton Hewitt. Now the question, well, you have to take him out. So it is going to be Layden, is it? Or are they going to allow Safin? Well, Hewitt is top 10. I They're questioning, can we skip Hewitt and maybe give Safin a chance? Maybe give Safin a spot? I think you don't. So yeah, so Layden Hewitt is going to be given the so Layden Hewitt will be given the spot in the modern because Nadal did win from the modern, so Nadal can keep his 1-6. All right, now we got the semifinals. We got Federer, Gaudio, Courier, Moya. Now, 3/4 of these guys are in the modern thing and have qualified through. Federer took third place in 2020. If he beats Gaudio, he's in the final, which actually means we have to look back at the 2020 tournament and see who took fourth because that person goes 13 to 18. And then logically, we have to find a replacement in the modern. And I think Sheriff is next in line. Yeah, Sheriff is first in line for the men's qualifiers. So Sheriff would get in from the 2020. Now, Federer Gaudio goes first in the semifinals. And it will be Federer. Yes, it is. Federer takes down Gaudio in 3 sets. So that does mean now the question is who gets the 13 to 18 spot? So now the question on my mind is, it's Sheriff. So Alex Sheriff will qualify from the 2020 group because he was the highest seed in the 2020, right? As I look at my notes. Yeah, Sheriff was the 4. Goffin was a 5. I think I might not allow Goffin to have another chance. Yeah, I don't think you allow him. So yeah, Sheriff is in. Now the question is who took fourth? Now we're gonna go to the 2020 qualifier for the Grand Mentor. Who went to the semifinals? The semifinals, it was Chapo. Holy smokes. So well Federer took third. Chapo. So Chapo gets the 13 to 18 seed. Nice. Yeah, Chapo shocked a lot of people. He beat Seppi, he beat Medvedev, which was huge. Then he beat Del Potro before losing to Nadal. But he took fourth at first because Federer had the 1 seed and then got upset by Kevin Anderson. Chapo was hoping for third place because Federer and all that. Chapo would have taken third. Kevin Anderson would have been taking that 13 to 18, but no, Anderson with the upset. But then Nadal beat him. But yeah, so Chapo shocked a lot of people. I thought it would probably like Del Potro or even Gasquet who would have be given that 13 to 18 chance, but no, it's Chapo. So Chapo gets the 13 to 18. Sheriff cannot take 13 to 18 because he went down in the first round. And all he went down in his first round match. So that means, yeah. Now we go to the current. So Federer will face either Courier or Moya. And it will be Carlos Moya who beat Courier 6 bagel. So Courier will take third. So Jim Courier will take third. Gaudio will be down there. But Courier gets a 13 to 18 seed because he takes third because he was seeded when he lost. No, I think it would have been Moya. Even if Moya lost, he would have been given the 13 to 18 because of his Spanish pride. And he did beat freaking Nadal. All right, Federer, Nadal. Federer would love to go 1-6. And he does. And he does. Well, it is Roger Federer. But give Carlos Moya all the fucking credit in the world. I mean, he beats Rafa Nadal. He gets to the final. He's guaranteed a 7-12 seed in the Grand Man Tour. So Moya got pretty good. He did better than Courier. He's better than Dabidenka. He's better than Djokovic. He's got a better seed than Roddick, Nalbandian, Sampras, Agassi, and even Layden Hewitt. So man, he's on top of the world. Federer gets a 1-6. Jim Courier goes 13 to 18, and Chapo gets a 13 to 18. It wasn't national bias. If he lost in the semi, we went to the semis. If he didn't make it, then fuck that. So anyway, that's all for today. Tomorrow we will have the selection show for the women's tournament. We might have a few changes. Who knows? And the men's will do the same on Sunday. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.